Resources. Natural resources. We need air to breathe, water to drink, and soil to grow crops. In the same way, sunshine, forests, rocks, and minerals are also useful to human beings. As these gifts of nature satisfy human wants, they are known as natural resources. But we must understand that they acquire value as a resource only when people start using them. In olden days, waterfalls had no real use to us until we started harnessing them for generation of electricity. Gifts of nature become resources depending upon the needs of mankind. In the primitive days, the needs of the people were limited to their survival only. Therefore, not much resource development took place in those times. As human beings made advancement in civilization, they started using all the gifts of nature not only for survival but for comfort and luxuries too. With the advancement in science and technology, almost everything available on the surface of the earth has become a resource. Human beings create wealth out of resources and make their lives prosperous. With our technical know-how, we can also change the value of resources. For example, we produce fine cloths from cotton and we manufacture fine paper from wood and pulp. In this way, we convert natural resources into wealth. By importing and exporting these goods, we earn money. Types of resources. Resources are classified in a number of ways. On the basis of their origin, resources may be biotic or abiotic. Biotic resources. All those resources which we obtain from living beings are called biotic resources. The agricultural crops, forests, fish and animals belong to biotic groups. All the biotic resources are capable of regenerating themselves over a period of time. In this sense, the biotic resources are renewable resources. Abiotic resources. They belong to non-living groups. They are generally found within Earth's crust. All the minerals like copper, gold, iron, etc. are abiotic. In fact, the minerals like nickel, cobalt, and manganese are continuously being formed in nodules in the ocean floor, but they take a much longer period of time to be renewed. In this sense, we say that they are non-renewable, but some other abiotic resources are renewable like air, water, and land. Some other categories of resources are developed resources. The resources which are actually in use are developed resources. For example, river Satluj has been tamed, power projects have been set up on it, and electricity is being generated. So, this has become a developed resource. Renewable resources. Such resources get renewed or replenished quickly. Some of these are unlimited and are not affected by human activities such as solar energy. But careless use of some renewable resources like water, soil, and forest can affect their stock. Non-renewable resources. Such resources have a limited stock. Once the stocks are exhausted, they may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. As this period is more than the average lifespan of human beings, such resources are considered non-renewable. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas are some examples of non-renewable resources. Actual resources. Those resources whose quantity is known are called actual resources. These resources are being used in the present. Petroleum in West Asia and coal in Ruhr region, Germany, are actual resources. Potential resources. Potential resources are those whose entire quantity may not be known and they are not being used at present. These resources can be used in future. The level of technology we have at present may not be advanced enough to utilize these resources. The uranium found in Ladakh is an example of potential resource which could be used in future. Winds were a potential resource earlier, but today they are an actual resource as they generate energy using wind turbines. Ubiquitous resources. Resources that are found everywhere, like the air that we breathe, are ubiquitous resources. Localized resources. Those resources which are found in certain places only are called localized resources. For example, diamonds of Africa. Humans and resources. Sometimes natural substances become resources when their original form has been changed. Iron ore was not a resource until people learnt to extract iron from it. People use natural resources to make buildings, bridges, machinery, etc., which are known as human-made resources. Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Balancing the need to use resources and also to conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. There are many ways of conserving resources. Each person can contribute in resource conservation by reducing consumption, recycling and reusing things. Ultimately, it is going to make a difference.